break, looking for a faster player. Links up this fullback eventually. They're up over halfway. Goes back and field and get. Okay, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, for the SAS College Rugby League Senior A Grand Final between Southern Cross Campus and Birkenhead College. Corey Rosser joined in commentary as always by Troy Hardy. We can see on screen the two teams making their way out. Zane Richardson, Matt Grannis and Jack Haslam, it looks like. Our match officials for today's game. Not far from kickoff now. Thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in for the first time today, bringing you 3 games back to back to back as part of the SAS College Rugby League Grand Finals evening. There will be a minute of silence here for a member of the Barner family. Of course, the Barner family, rich in Auckland League. Thomas and David heavily involved in playing for the North Coast Premier team as well. So our thoughts and love go out to them. So a minute's silence here.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to have a moment's silence for Monty Farner, a member of the Birkenhead team who has sadly passed away recently, a big part of the league community over on the North Shore. Alright, thank you ladies and gentlemen.
So the two teams break. You see in the background there the old Eddie girls still lifting it up with the crowd. And a win for them in the girls' grand final just a few minutes ago.
Just a public service announcement. I'm looking for Salaya Masoi. Salaya Masoi, can you please come through to the white building here next to the grid? Ask for TJ or Sam. Thank you.
So both teams break from their huddles. Birkenhead remain in theirs for a second longer. What a year it's been for Southern Cross. They made the final of the 15s, the Senior A, and of course the big one. They went down to St. Paul's a couple of weeks ago, or a week and a half ago I should say. Time moving at a funny old pace through August with all of our grand finals, but hard to doubt that along with St. Paul's they are the perennial heavyweights of Auckland League right now at this level. While Kelston tend to do well at Premier level, the dominance isn't across the grades like it is for Southern Cross and St. Paul's. You can see on screen there a long chat going on between the Birkenhead captain and our middle referee, Zane Richardson. So it'll be interesting to hear what's going on there. So into it we go. Birkenhead kicking down towards the number 1 end here at Mount Smart Stadium. Good strong first carry from Peter Finau. Southern Cross coming into this one ranked 3rd in the regular season. They picked up 7 wins, had 3 losses. Neither of the top 2 teams have made it through to grand final day. Birkenhead were ranked 4th. So both of these 2 teams defying the odds to get here in some ways. Alapati Finau takes them up and they're making great yardage here already. They're only 35 metres out from the line. Just as I say that, a knock on. But prior to that, Troy, they were rolling down the park nicely.
Sorry, Corey, caught me on the hop there, mate.
Come to boys.
Just taking my head out of the microphone for the admin side over the edge there, just as we're getting ready to pack down on the scrums, and I apologise profusely. I'm now back and taking the 3 walkie-talkies out of the back of my head as the ball gets fed. Ooh, bit of body contact there.
So Birkenhead now on the charge. Atai Puli takes them to halfway. Masters stepping his way through and then gets set upon by 3. It's 2 by the end of it, 1 falling off. The short side now come Birkenhead. Strong carrying from both teams thus far. Masters. McIntyre. 30 short. Last play coming up now for Birkenhead. 2 minutes gone. Great opening sets from both teams. The kick goes in behind. It's juggled and then reeled in. So Finau now marches the ball out of the bottom of the ruck. That last set, as I mentioned, they rolled down with ease. Here it comes loose now, and that'll be ruled a knock on. So advantage Birkenhead now have the chance here to register first points. Plenty of energy in this one to start with. Crowd has died down a little from the girls' game, but it'll build back up. Don't you worry about that. Up next, the big rep clash. Auckland Schoolboys against the Vodafone Warriors Invitational. They're told to go back and do that one again. So this time we get a successful scrum. Centre field now come Birkenhead. Change of direction at the line. They wrestle to ground and they're about 35 metres out. Fai, good service from dummy half. The line was up quickly and bumped into Rimoni. Footwork back in field, looking to run around these big Southern Cross forwards. They're 10 metres out from the line now, Birkenhead. 4 minutes gone and the chance to register first points as Masters puts boot to ball, but it is cleaned up by Southern Cross. We now have a little bit of work to do, bringing the ball back out of their own end. And just looking at that surface, Troy, there's been a number of grand finals played on this over the last few weeks, but holding up beautifully. I guess in some ways the weather has been kind to us as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a bit of downpour last night. We're expecting 9 o'clock this evening is going to be a wee bit more rain. As you know, we've got big major finals coming up this weekend. And as you look closer on the screen there, you can see a couple of divots. Big ups to the ground support staff down here, which have been patching it up throughout the last few days. And I noticed when we were walking around earlier, there was a couple of sand patches somewhere where there were some divots taken out. But all in all, it's in pretty good nick considering the amount of traffic that's been through it. And the ARL is certainly getting through a number of grand finals this year down here at Mount Smart number 2.
So Southern Cross now with the feed. In fact, it's going to be Birkenhead. No, there's a fight over the ball, and so Masters with the feed.
5 minutes into our first half for our Senior A Grand Final between Birkenhead College and Southern Cross Campus. Still no score at this stage.
Off the back, Vai spins it and links with McIntyre, who's been good early on, a couple of strong carries. McIntyre looks up, looking for a runner, instead goes himself. They're right in front of the SAS. Hayden roll it uprights now. They spin it back towards the middle of the park. This is Matapuli. Options left and right here. Kick in behind and way too heavy. Come back out for the 20, I think, although there's a call of a scrum, so that's obviously gone out before the dead and goal. So 0-0 it remains, 6 minutes gone here in the SAS College Rugby League Senior A Grand Final.
Down 3, just put 1 foot, mate. Just put 1 foot on the line, mate. Wait for the up. Hold here. Nothing early.
Run now from Finau. Checks out of the first one, still going. Leading the charge for Birkenhead was Zion Leaf. 10 short of halfway now, Southern Cross. Alapati Finau. Tohi goes short. Baker got rid of the first one before being wrestled to ground. They're inside opposition territory here, Southern Cross. Taulongo taking the ground. Last play now coming up for the Southerners. Looking to the sky is Baker. A tester on here for Jay Shaw at the back. Claims it nicely, looks up and sees plenty of Southern Cross jerseys though and brings the ball back. Nice little rhythm starting to develop here, Troy. Good kicks to finish the sets as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Just about to say that completion of sets looking really, really good, mate. Birkenhead here on the grind, trying to get outside the 20, 30.
Ahulale sticking down 30 off his own line. Centre field they come. McIntyre bumps the ball forward, takes them to the 40. 10 short of halfway.
They're giving away a little bit of size too, aren't they, on the Southern Cross team? Look like they've got a really sizable pack.
Last play coming up now for Birkenhead. Masters is set to the right, but they'll kick from dummy half instead, straight down the throat of the Southern Cross wide man, who brings it back and jumps up over the top straight away. It was Fai who went down low. Some strong ball carriers, although look at Birkenhead getting there in numbers. Great to see Birkenhead doing well at college level as well, to go with Northcote's success in the Fox.
Yeah. Good to see good rugby league talent across a number of schools. Westlake boys performed very well as we see a break here.
Through the middle, though, Southern Cross. Support was looming on the outside in the shape of Manu Tohi, but he's taken to ground now. They're 25 out from the line, set heavy to the left. Good pressure at dummy half. That's brilliant stuff from Birkenhead.
Great line speed. They're all up there.
Still the fourth, and they've lost 5 metres at the end of that one, Southern Cross. Last play now coming up. They go to the right. Shuffle it on. They're going to run it here, are they? Runs into his own player. That was surely Ford. Popped out the back again. Play on is the call, and Southern Cross charge towards the lines. Breaking tackles for fun here. Coming across and cover. Ball flings out, and that ends in the hands of Birkenhead. Probably justice in the end. I could have sworn the offload was Ford. Look that way on the screen at least.
Thump to the ground.
Work there from Jordan Vai.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are 10 minutes into our first half fixture for our Senior A Grand Final. Scores are still locked at 0.
Just wait. When you're ready, boys. When you're ready. Play on.
Tap and go.
Ty Pulley takes him into the attacking 40. 10.5 gone, still no score, but Birkenhead looking the most likely thus far. McIntyre earns a penalty as well. Back-to-back penalties, that one for offside. Kyle. 10 metres out. Momentum on their side. That's a great ball from dummy half. Up over the top of a couple as McIntyre burrows low there. 5 metres short of the line now, Birkenhead. Fay jumps out, links. So Fay with the tap. Hands to the 17. This is Ethan Allen Kitson.
Strong carry, hard man to bring down. Go 3.
Left side they come, and Fay will go very close. Masters, it looks like, is the dummy half. Jumps out, will go himself. In fact, that's the 7, Jordan Vai. Pops an offload out the back, and they're over the line. Oh, the ball's come loose. All the hard work was done. Brilliant defence from Southern Cross. Credit where it's due, but boy, oh boy, they could not have gone closer there, Birkenhead, and now they need to switch on as Southern Cross look to counter and go down the other end.
Yeah, I think got out of jail card free there, that one. Just lost the ball going down. So, the whistle's blown up again. Southern Cross just on the grind out. He's a really nice guy, this referee. Sponsored by Crown Lift Trucks, so it's always good to see Crown Lift Trucks out and about.
Where's Salman Pearson? He could give us a song. Southern Cross kick for touch. Into attacking territory. There's the website for you all to see. aucklandleague.co.nz will have a comprehensive wrap of the action posted up there, and of course some photos as well, courtesy of the team at CTAS.
Yeah, and get well soon to Savannah. I understand at home, feeling a bit poorly.
So knock on the call, and this will be a Birkenhead ball now. So with 13.5 gone, it remains 0-0.
We've had a couple of close opportunities. Birkenhead's gone near.
McIntyre.
Great, strong run.
Way goes back door. There's a hint of obstruction there. Outside the call though from the touchies. Masters. Alan Kitson.
Stadium lights starting to kick in now. The sun starts to drop off on the west coast there.
McIntyre goes down the left. Shapes to go out the back. Instead took the ball to ground himself. 20 out from the line now, Birkenhead. Fa'i jumps out, kicks in behind, chases his own kick, but it's well cleaned up by Viliami Finau. Then gets set upon by the Birkenhead chase. So end-to-end stuff, but both teams standing up on their goal line. It's Birkenhead with the lion's share of the attacking opportunities so far.
Birkenhead line speed's been fantastic so far. They need to, stop the momentum of the big boys getting the roll on. Double chirp on the whistle. Go back, start again. Bit of ruck speed there.
Knock on coming out of yardage again. It's been their downfall so far, Southern Cross. Will it cost them points this time?
What do? Take the two, tap and go.
It'll be a scrum, not a penalty, so it'll be...
Yeah, that's right. Laugh, Corey. I'll just take my other third eye off the little screen.
There we are, boys. 1 foot on the line. Listen, you need to stay on my...
I'll probably get a phone call from the CEO. He only just rang not long ago. He was very, very happy with the footage so far. The third walkie-talkie's just spoken to me, Corey, as the action on the way. Birkenhead.
You go back to your third walkie-talkie. We'll go back to the action, and Birkenhead on the attack. Short side they come now. This is Kyle. We change of direction. Tell you what, I like what some of their forwards are doing, Birkenhead. They've got some different body shapes in there. Throwing plenty at the Southern Cross line. Now they're on the short side they go. Southern Cross scramble across and getting there just in time with Salito. Masters looking to stand them up with the footwork. 5 short of the line. Rimoni just held onto the ball in front of the Hayden and roll it uprights. Playmakers left and right. Will be left they go. Masters kicks in behind. A fortuitous bounce for Masters, and I think Birkenhead have the opener. Richardson points to the spot. Birkenhead are on the board. Fortune favours the brave. A little bit of luck involved in this one, but it all counts the same. Masters kicks for himself, and the team from the North Shore on the board.
As we see the SAS Sporting replay here, a bit of a ricochet off there as he tried to grab a kick through. However, opportunity favours the brave, and he managed to pick that one up. 4 points beneath the Hayden and roll it uprights. Kick to come.
So kick is good. Birkenhead lead 6 points to 0 over Southern Cross. 18 minutes gone here in the SAS College Rugby League Senior A Grand Final. They had all the possession and are well deserving of lead. There's on screen one of the coaches, David Barner, handy man to have on your staff. He's had a great year for the Northcote Tigers at Fox
He's been
level.
fantastic to watch all season. He's got through massive minutes playing at Northcote, and I think towards the back end there had a little injury, as they're coming into the big dance, and fantastic family, just real good rugby league people, and he's been an immense for the Northcote Tigers this year. Speaking of the Fox, we're back here on Saturday, and the Fox Championship, Fox Memorial, a lot of Fox action down here on Saturday.
A lot of Foxes. Yeah, can't wait after how close the games were on the weekend. One went to extra time. One decided by a penalty on the hooter.
Oh.
Ball goes back. What's the call? Well, back was the call from the touchy. Richardson disagreed. And now a chance for Southern Cross to hit straight back. And Birkenhead get there and numbers to support the player. They know this could be a costly one here as we head into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Southern Cross now with a golden opportunity, their best opportunity of the game so far. So Baker to feed the scrum. Come out straight to the right-hand side now, and they're going to move the ball quickly. Finau, was that obstruction? Play on is the call. No, it's not. It's going to be called back. Well, hard to argue with that call. Spot on from our match officials. Right on the spot to call that one. And Birkenhead get let off the hook. It was a nice little set play there, but the execution just a little bit off. As a result, ball is handed over. They're going to tap and go here. Birkenhead will look to march this ball down the other end. They're going to back their forwards and this energetic hooker, Faye, who's been very, very good so far. Good defence that time from Southern Cross. I think it's Manu Tohi leading the charge with some help from Montel Hamilton. Vai. Quick play of the ball. McIntyre onto the ball with pace. Takes them up into opposition territory. Back through the middle of the park now via Rimoni. 45 out from the line here, Birkenhead. Very impressive in their work so far. Masters ducking and weaving, looking for a gap. There's not one there. Last play coming up. It's been a good set. They need to finish it on a high here with a decent kick and look to trap Southern Cross down this end. It's a high one down towards the wing, looking into the floodlights, and it wasn't the intended recipient, although it's effective nonetheless for Southern Cross, who scoop it up and bring the football back, and by the end of it, they're only 5 short of halfway. 3.5 to go in the first stanza. Finau. Baker is the dummy half. Jumps out, engages them, then a knock on. Well, I tell you what, their handling has been terrible today. Southern Cross. A number of errors coming out of yardage, and that time release an opportunity and perhaps give Birkenhead one of their own before the break.
Well, it's all been Birkenhead's way so far. Most of the momentum's been lying with them, but you just can't help but think that if Southern Cross get time on the ball, they, could unload a few of their strike weapons.
Yeah, well, you look at that 4-pack and you have to think at some stage that comes into the game, but yeah.
But just having that ball, and as you rightly said, when they've got the ball, they've just, squandered it.
So a run-around play, which finishes in Ahulele, ending with the football. They need to be careful here that he's not put into touch, just stays in. And I mean just. Brilliant. Fai with another good one. Takes him into attacking territory. McIntyre was lining up for a carry. They're going to go one out from the bottom of the ruck, and why not when you're making 15 metres at a time. Now a penalty, and they may point to the posts here. Certainly McIntyre's looking that way.
Going to take the 2 before half time.
Inside our final 2 minutes here for the first half. Birkenhead College currently leading 6-0.
And as we said in the first game, Corey, there's no stopping the clock in college rugby league, so probably a wise move with the amount of seconds or, a couple of minutes left as we get ready. So let's have a drink before we tee up.
Yeah, I think so. And, given the fact that there's been 6 points scored through the first 23.5 minutes, you would have to think this is probably going to be a fairly low-scoring one. So if you can add to the scoreboard in 2s, why not? So there'll be under a minute to play by the time we get back underway, provided this kick does go over, and did, of course. So strikes it, looks okay. Flags go up, and Birkenhead stretch the lead out to 8 points to 0. 1 minute to play in the opening stanza. And it has been a convincing first half performance from Birkenhead College, well deserving of their lead at the break. Southern Cross will come back out to restart, and we probably will get a restart of play. Won't be too much time left after that, though.
30 seconds left. So they go shallow, regather, or go deep and do the Hail Mary. By the time he decides the hooter might go.
10 seconds to go on our clock. Fielded by Masters, and they just need to take the tackle here, Birkenhead, and they'll get to half-time. Siren goes in the background. It's Birkenhead College who lead 8-0 over Southern Cross Campus. Couple of minutes break before we resume with the second half action here in the SAS College Rugby League Senior A Grand Final.